characters, I like to go away from myself and I like to research. I started at Coronado. I started at the Navy SEAL Buds Camp, and I started talking to SEALs and training with SEALs, and I learned what that means. To be a SEAL is a way of life. They're kind of like superheroes.
Alex plays a SEAL in Hawaii Five-O. He's a lieutenant commander, and then he gets out of the SEAL teams as active duty and goes reserves, so he can form this Five-O team and try to find out who his father's killer is. Alex portrays that role perfectly. He's in excellent shape. He's motivated, focused, and he gets the job done just like a SEAL would.
There's a whole bunch of people that have dedicated their life to the US Navy and become a SEAL and done all this stuff, and so why wouldn't I go and try to find every single minutia about the weaponry, about this, about that, because it's a huge part of who McGarrett is.
I know that Alex is very much into portraying that authentically. And he references our technical advisors that are SEALs frequently on different scenes to make sure he's doing the right thing.
I love Gary Fritz, our SEAL tech advisor. His sign-off on his emails is always, "It is what it is," which is just, it's a perfect motto for like how these guys go through things. Whatever comes, handle it.
Our main character is a Navy SEAL, so I think every one of the writers has taken time out to research it and find out what exactly these guys go through.
And talking to the guys I met, and it goes for all the military guys, they don't really think about what they do, it's just their job. They don't brag, they don't puff out their chest, it's just what they do.
When you meet these guys, they'll tell you how hard those weeks at Coronado are. I mean, it's something you can't comprehend.
So what they do is they go through a preparatory course first, and that helps them lower their run times, lower their swim times, and prepares them for what's coming up in first phase. Once they make it through that, they move to Coronado, California, and that is where they go through their indoctrination course, is what it is. And in that course, all you're doing is running, swimming, you're doing physical training, getting people mentally and physically prepared for first phase.
The hardest thing they all talk about is BUDS training.
BUDS is Basic Underwater Demolition / SEAL Training. That's what it stands for. There's 3 phases: first phase, second phase, and third phase. Once they start first phase, they can quit at any time.
Now, the thing that always strikes me with BUDS training is they don't ask you to leave. You ring a bell to signify that you're quitting. You ring a bell, you put your helmet down, and throughout the week, the line of helmets grows. And I think that tells you a lot about the guys that are SEALs. They were put through something that breaks other men, and they didn't ring the bell.
A typical day in first phase. You wake up at 3:30 in the morning after about 4 hours of sleep. I don't remember getting much more than 4 hours of sleep a night for 6 months. So you wake up at 3:30 in the morning, boom, you're trying to prepare your room for an inspection. It doesn't pass. Okay, go hit the surf. In the meantime, everybody else is having their rooms inspected. When they're all done, then everybody musters up together as a class, then you run over and you PT, and that's physical training. Push-ups, pull-ups, bar dips, rope climb, then you go out on a conditioning run. Then when you come back, you go to breakfast. Okay, you run across the street to go to breakfast, which is a mile away. You eat breakfast as fast as you can. Then you run back to the obstacle course, and then you do an obstacle course with a full belly of food. Then from there, you go over and you maybe have 1 classroom, maybe 2 that last maybe an hour, hour and a half. Then you run back across the street to eat lunch. Then you run over to the pool with your pool gear, and then you might do drown proofing, which is tie your legs together, tie your hands behind your back, and throw you in the pool for 30 minutes, accomplishing different tasks. Then you're gonna run back across the street to the beach, and then you maybe do a log PT. Now you got this telephone pole, and you're on your back, and you're doing sit-ups, and you're standing up, and you're doing over-the-head pole raisers. You run back across the street to go eat dinner. When you're done eating dinner, then you run back across the street. You've already ran 6 miles just to go eat. Maybe 1 more class, and then you showed up late for the class. So you go out on the beach and you get, remediated for another hour, an hour and a half. So what do? You go back over to your room and you prepare your stuff for the next day. That's every day. That's a normal day in BUDS training in first phase. The physically demanding part of it, the mentally demanding, the stress load, it's all the same. Then when you get to Hell Week, it's just, okay, everything's gonna be like it was, except now you're not gonna get to sleep. Second phase, combat diving, is where you learn how to use different rigs, diving apparatuses. Also, you do pool comp. You get in the pool and you got diving rig on and they strip it off you. Once it's off of you, they wrap it all up and tie it all up and take your fins off your mask, and you got to get your rig and put it back on. All these evolutions that you do, they serve a purpose. It's to teach you how to not get panicky underwater. Now, the third phase is land and warfare phase. That's the phase you learn how to operate different weapons, demolition, water and land, repelling, and land navigation and small unit tactics. Once you finish BUDS, you're still not a full-fledged SEAL. You pass BUDS training, but you still don't get your trident.
And then you have guys who train even beyond that, that some deem harder than BUDS that they have to go through. It's a constant mental, physical test.
I'm proud that we get to interact with the SEALs, and the fact that we have some fans in the military that like what we do, I think is one of the greatest compliments to what we do.
You do develop a healthy appreciation for these specialized units in the military, like the Navy SEALs, who are just absolute heroes.
These guys go where no one else would dare go. They do things that no one else would want to do. They are a cut above your ordinary average guy on the street. They're nothing short of amazing. I mean, they are the definition of the word hero.